Alright, next up we have Darnell versus FAJ, short for frozen apple juice. Darnell making bog standard sandwich form. A bit of a climbing extension there. Not getting the opportunity to get the harassment out, but gets the green. Oh, green didn't pop in the way that I thought it would. I guess if I'm thinking about it, the trigger is the purple. So FAJ gonna take that first one. Darnell using the reds to extend on the front end of the chain, kind of leaving that base a little bit open. Kind of has a bit of a, what do you say, gap? Cavern? Valley, that's what I was thinking. FAJ sending the 10 versus the 8. I keep wanting to say Clone-tris. It's not Tetris. I'm sorry. My moment of weakness. 2-chain harassment from FAJ. Okay. I'm converting that into... I'm setting off the main chain. Kind of ran out of space to extend, but keeping that tail together by putting that red in column 2. Fairly neat tail on Apple Juice's part. Looks like we're gonna have a very explosive tail end from Darnell, and that big explosion is going to take it. It was a similar length of chain. Big, powerful, power 10. Will easily beat an 11. And not that an 11 is easy to get or anything. 11s can be tough. They can be tricky. Okay. I think if FAJ is going to disrupt people's chains a little more, and I know far be it from me to start giving advice. Like what right do I have? None, exactly. But I think, like, after watching Void, I'm thinking the power on these pops could pop a little harder. Although, I think that in his deficit in attacking, like, harassment, chaining, or at least what I'm seeing, he is a very consistent high chainer. And that's just a matter of, like, how you see the pieces. Bit of a burn that piece that I'd have used it to extend the reds into a tail. But we're gonna convert this extension into a 2-chain harassment, follow up with a stun lock, another one. Committing to it. Committing to annoying your opponent to death, and it works. Okay, we have an all-clear start. Alright, Darnell playing with fire here, building up that column 3 so high, but gets another all clears, which is going to just suck tough shit for Apple Juice. So Darnell gonna take that next game just on getting the advantage, early advantage with the second all clear. Looking for a bit high with that rest of the base with the purples. And it's gonna take a lot. This Frozen Apple Juice opting to convert that into a harassment, but like after it was done, which I'm not, you know, was not the right course of action, but able to rebuild those purples back up. Unfortunately, all of that power popping in like links 8 and 9 rather than link 10 is not going to be enough to counter Darnell's 10 chain. FAG kinda banking on that all clear. Early attack with this 2 chain, but low on resources. Okay, so when I'm talking about I think that FAJ needs to up the harassment game is when he decides to commit to harassing his opponent. Just my trusty dusty Luxty. Darnell digging back fairly comfortable down to his main chain. This strategy not quite working for FHA. I've seen Darnell in Juice's chat a lot, but this is my first time actually seeing him play. Okay, leaving that column 4 open for a green and a red. I'm gonna elevate it. Sorry, I'm reading Apple Juice's chain. Okay, 2 chain burn. 8 chain from Darnell. We're getting a 9. But the power pops, man, Darnell's got these very explosive, powerful chains. And it is like one thing you can bank on if you successfully disrupted the long chainer's long chain. It's just to get them to make a slightly shorter chain so you can pop a bigger one. If FAJ thinking about the harassment potential of that one. They're kind of... You see, yeah, FAJ's not gonna super commit to the harassment then, because we see how well that turned out for him last time. So FAJ's just gonna get that very long extension, finish that chain, and just set off a longer one. Darnell, seeing that it's an 11, just tops out. You know, it's possible it didn't offset. It was always a possibility. I mean, unless you can know how much damage something is gonna do just by looking at it, which would be an incredible skill. Like if you're just counting the Puyos in your head, that would be awesome if you could do that. Okay, so we've got a Hellfire Harassment from FAJ. That's still gonna do 2 lines of damage. Apple Juice wide open. Gonna take this really greedy extension conversion into a harassment. Just to successfully cut Darnell's chain short, forcing him to set off a bunch of stuff just to get something out, but then cuts the base with those blues and reds. FAJ pulling ahead. Both players have been neck and neck the entire game, the entire set, the entire match. Yeah, it's match. That very big explosive 3 is going to... I have to watch that again. That was a lot of damage. Okay, so for our match point, FAJ has broken GTR and Darnell is building stairs. So we've got some incredible gameplay for you so far. Really lucky damage placement for FAJ, but you know, Darnell's gonna cut his stairs. Darnell's got the yellow to set off the rest of the chain. We just have to see if FAJ gets the piece to set it off, and he doesn't. Just 2 paces off from that purple. And Darnell is gonna take that match and knock FAJ into losers in round 1. Wow.